Today's podcast is presented by Podgo. Podgo is the easiest way for you to monetize your podcast, providing podcasters with a flat rate for ad space so you always know how much you get when you include an ad from Podgo.
Apply today and become a member and immediately be connected with advertisers that fit your audience. That's podgo.co at podgo.co.
And be sure to add our podcast in the How Did You Hear About Podgo section of the application.
Ideals like peace, freedom, and justice, they get packed up, but we can all go home. Well, I'm not going home. I'm gonna get on my boat, and I'm going upriver, and I'm going to kick that son of a bitch bison's ass so hard that the next bison wannabe is gonna feel it. Now, who wants to go home and who wants to go with me?
Welcome to the Rated G for Gamers podcast, episode 272. Before we start the show, we want to thank all of our wonderful fans who have supported us. And if you want to show support for the Rated G network, you can find us on Patreon at patreon.com/Rated G for Gamers. You can also find us on YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook at Rated G for Gamers. And finally, please rate and review us on iTunes and Spotify. We appreciate all the love. I'm your host, Dave Rotino, and this is my co-host, Dan, shaken not stirred, Robinson.
What's going on, man?
Well,
listen, it's my birthday weekend.
It's
happening. I feel good. I feel good.
Nice.
Right? I'm ready, baby. The thing that sucks is that it's raining outside, so I can't really have a get-together or a party or anything. With friends.
Yeah, man. First big weekend. We talked about it a little bit on the Saturday morning retro show. And
you only turned 28 once, so this is my big year.
This guy again.
Come on.
But yeah, it's the first big holiday weekend, right? Memorial Day. It's a big holiday in America, and we can't celebrate it. Right? Got an extended weekend. You got a birthday. What do you do? I don't know. You got to stay inside and play video games. That's what you got to do.
Stay inside and play video games.
Or you can watch the James Bond catalog.
Oh, listen, I'm a big James Bond fan. You know.
You love James Bond.
How big I am. I love James Bond. I was always a James Bond fan.
Who's your guy? Who's your James Bond? Your number one?
I'm a Daniel Craig guy right now. I was a Pierce Brosnan. I was a Pierce Brosnan because GoldenEye I was a big GoldenEye fan.
GoldenEye was a great movie.
Not even a game, just like the movie. I was a big GoldenEye when Pierce Brosnan came. But I'm a Daniel Craig guy, not just because we share the same first name. I like the sort of Jason Bourne, James Bond thing that had going on, where it was more combat than combat focused more so than the gadgets.
Right. Yeah, he was still kind of slick and all that, but he could kind of get down, right? He could toss a punch and not have to worry about using the laser watch or the rocket boots or whatever.
It was supposed to because this would be his fifth or sixth movie,
fifth one, yeah.
His last one, and he was going out with a bang.
Spectre,
it was supposed to come out last November. It's coming out this November.
Oh, No Time to Die, right? The new one, yeah.
No Time to Die. It looked awesome. I'm ready for it. Casino Royale was awesome. I love that. That was his first one. I
possibly one of the best Bond movies. I think definitely one of the best Bond movies of all time.
Listen, Mads Mikkelsen was awesome in that movie too.
That whole intro scene when he was in I forget some. What was it? Some
Africa.
Some African country, and they're doing the snake fight, and he's sitting there on the phone waiting for the signal, and then he does the whole parkour run through the construction site. Oh my god, fantastic!
But it's funny you mentioned James. You know I'm a big James Bond fan. Waiting ready for the movie. just found out Amazon bought MGM for like $9 billion.
Yes, they did.
It was just $2 billion more than what Microsoft paid for
1.5 more. It was 7.5 billion.
This 0.5, man. No,
I'm sorry, Mr. Moneybags over here. I just happened to have $0.5 billion. $500 million just lying around. Like it's no big
about
deal.
The 0.5 man.
Okay? This guy, Moneybags over here. Listen, if you want $9 billion.
It's a side note.
Yeah.
If you like good TV, a good British TV show, you have to watch Gangs of London on AMC.
Okay.
That show is awesome. Like I gotten into it, and right now we're trying to figure out who stole $500 million, which is the 0.5.
You know who stole it? Microsoft stole it.
But you know what I want to tell them? If I was in a movie, I would tell them it doesn't matter who stole the 0.5. It's not like they stole $1 billion.
Oh yeah, no.
It's okay.
Well, once you get to $1 billion, come talk to me.
Once somebody steals $1 billion, then you can talk to me. Okay, I don't care about the 0.5. It doesn't matter.
This guy won't buy Little Samson for like $900, but also Dan Robinson 0.5 billion. Nah, it's nothing.
It doesn't matter. It rolls off my shoulder. But Little Samson also has jumped up in price. It's now like $1,800.
Okay, but still the point stands.
Yeah, it's funny that they bought him for $9 billion, right? If they both. The streaming wars have begun officially, right? We talked about it last week. AT&T and Discovery, their merger, right? They're sort of merging together to bolster their streaming service. Amazon buying MGM, who has, James Bond is like the number one property they own, but they own other IPs that they can have on Amazon streaming, right? I haven't seen or heard about this, but how does that affect a video game? Right? Like, does MGM only own the movie rights to James Bond, or have the exclusive licensing, like, to put out James Bond movies, or is it like, how does that work? Who owns the who owns the James Bond IP?
MGM does not own the rights to James Bond, but they have, I believe, a partnership. So I think the company is Eon Productions, right? And they own. They own the James Bond rights, right? And it was started by Albert Broccoli and Harry Saltzman in '61, right? They were the ones that came together and put out Dr. No, right? They were kind of the brainchild behind it. Right. And then they eventually formed Eon Productions, and MGM has been putting out, I believe, all of the movies. There may have been like one with there may have been one in like 73.
James Bond started like as a TV show, like, or a TV movie or something like that. I know it was on TV first. It wasn't like a movie.
Yeah, I actually think Casino Royale was that movie. It was the first one, and then it was more of like a comedy. I think it was a little weird, black and white, old school style. Yeah, and then it kind of got turned into the movie franchise that we know. And I think all but like one movie was put out by MGM. I think some other company got Sean Connery back in like 73 to do some weird movie, I think, which really didn't do that well.
James Bond has been everywhere. He's been in space. I'm waiting for the next James Bond is going to be like sort of the Fast and the Furious. It's going to be James Bond and Fast and the Furious. That's what it's going to be.
Well, they already have Helen Mirren in Fast and the Furious. She was the big reveal for Part 9, and we all know, Helen Mirren is part of the James Bond universe. So there you go. Worlds are colliding.
There we go.
I could see Daniel Craig doing a cameo.
No, Vin Diesel's gonna come out to be like James Bond, American cousin, and he's gonna be like the Fast and Furious 10. That's what it's gonna be. I want to know how, like, do they have any type of say so in the video game part, right? Because we know that the Hitman developers are making the next James Bond game.
IO Interactive,
yeah. And I gotta be honest, I'm looking forward to it because the Hitman games sort of fit that, like, what James Bond would be, like a spy, espionage, killing someone in secret, right?
Yeah. They have an amazing engine. They have all the tech. They have the pedigree and the Hitman style.
Storytelling not so much, right? Because the Hitman stories aren't been great.
Have you played the new ones?
I have played the new ones, actually.
Because the new ones are a lot better.
The new ones are a lot better, but it's still not great. Not Uncharted level great storytelling.
Right.
I would say.
Well, I think the one thing that if Amazon is now going to meddle in their holdings, which I would assume would include this, because they got the licensing rights, which I think MGM probably has a little bit to say with that. I would say more on Eon Productions, because they're the ones that hold the rights to it. But considering that Amazon is now involved, and Amazon has put out a ton of good shows, I feel like they may want to get some top tier writing staff to like come in and help boost the story up, maybe, if they were going to do anything in the game. I think that's where the value add could like come in. I wouldn't meddle with the gameplay systems and all the stuff that IO Interactive is great at, right? Like, let them do the game stuff. You know, I don't even know if it necessarily needs a boost in like story. Maybe they have a script that was already penned by like a good movie script writer, and they're like, all right, we're going to use this, and this is going to be the story. It's basically going to be like James Bond 27, the 27th movie, but in video game form, which will be interactive. So that could be like kind of cool. But I could see them doing that.
I just want a great story. That's all I want.
Yeah, I think it's going to be good.
I hate stealth games.
I think, well, this is going to be a stealth game because it's James Bond.
If they put a great story in, then I'm all in. I'm all in. So,
yeah, I guess.
All right, Dave.
Well, hold, before we get into that, the other thing I wanted to mention is MGM has a lot of debt. I was watching some news program about it, and they have like $2 billion in debt on the books. So I don't know, like, because they own, like, casinos and all that. They have their whole movie production wing and all that. They have a lot of properties under their belt. They inherited a lot of debt. So I wonder what's going to happen with all that, how they're going to, like, spread that out. But
Dave, for $9 billion,
yep,
there should be no more debt.
The debt doesn't go away when you buy a company, Dan. You inherit the debt.
They probably said, you know what? I'm giving you $9 billion. You can pay off all your debt. How much debt do you have? Do you have $9 billion worth of debt? Do you have $8 billion worth of debt?
I think they have $2 billion in debt, if I'm not mistaken.
Well, you know what? Now we're back to Microsoft buying ZeniMax money, okay? Take that $2 billion and pay your debt off, okay? We're buying this debt free. We have no more debt. I'm giving you $9 billion. There should be no more debt.
Okay, actually, according to Yahoo Finance, they have $11.87 billion in the long term debt. I'm not sure exactly what long term versus short term debt means, but they basically have $12 billion in long term debt. And that's from the casino wing of MGM. So I don't think that goes away. I don't think that goes away.
Basically, I spent $9 billion. I gave you $9, so that means $9 billion. That means I owe $2 billion in debt. That's it. Okay.
Means they gotta make a lot of James Bond video games. So this is not going to be IO Interactive's first or last James Bond video game.
To me, $2 billion in debt just means it's 4 different $0.5 billion worth of debt. That's it. That's all.
Just spread it out, yeah.
Just spread it out.
Okay.
All right. Let's get this show back on track. Dave, we have an awesome show this week. We're going to talk about that Sonic Anniversary Showcase, everything announced. Was it worth it? Was it not worth it? We're going to talk about is Valve putting out a new Switch competitor? Maybe? You never know. But let's begin the show with Zelda Skyward Sword HD Amiibo has already been scalped online. Come on, people. It's not coming out for another month and a half.
Well, it's
already scalped online.
Well, that's also against eBay's terms of service. You're not allowed to put out product before it is released. So those listings are going to be taken down. As long as eBay is on their P's and Q's, they will be delisted.
Well, as of right now, they have not been delisted. They can still sell that Amiibo, which goes for $25. for upwards of $100.
All right, which is already overpriced for what it is. We know it's a slightly larger amiibo than the other ones, but come on. To go from 15 to 25 for a couple cents worth more of plastic, can't get behind that. And we talked about it last week, right? We had the story last week about fans being up in arms over the price and the gating of features and the amiibo and all that. This is now a whole nother thing that scalpers are like trying to jump on because
scalpers, are going crazy over this. Every single thing that they taking advantage of the pandemic. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Well, I think this is even more than I think this would go on anyway because it's there's going to be a limited amount. Right. And I guess the pandemic makes it a little bit harder for people to get them. People don't necessarily want to go out to the stores and get infected.
It's hard for people to get them, but I don't think it'd be a limited amount. I mean, there's no chip involved with this like there is with the systems and cell phones and stuff like that.
Oh, I'm not saying it's a chip shortage. The NFC things or whatever, I don't think are in short supply. I think Nintendo's only going to put out a certain amount of them, right? They're going to kind of limit. Or, maybe they can't necessarily manufacture that much or they don't want to manufacture that much. Because, I mean, it happens, like an amiibo comes out, you got to wait for the next shipment to come in, and some people don't want to wait, So they'll end up going online and buying them over price.
This is just ludicrous that they have this going on sale for like $100. Like, I'm gonna wait. Target, Best Buy, and Amazon pre-orders are sold out.
Yeah.
But I'm sure Target and Best Buy will have them in stock. If
maybe.
Not for the purposes of us, I'll just go to the Nintendo store in the city and get it. But I don't think
they're not going to be sold out.
Oh no! It's never. No. Listen, the Nintendo store always is fully stocked with a bunch of amiibo or whatever you want. Right. I don't think this is going to be scarce. By any means. I think once it comes out in July, it'll be readily available in the stores.
Well, I'm saying it now. If you go to the Nintendo store and they have more than one, pick me up a copy because I definitely want it. All right,
I got you. All right.
Okay.
So Dave, this is the first episode in June. If you're listening to this when it drops, this is coming June 1st. Let's get into the notable games coming out this month. Not a lot of big games coming out this month because this is the E3 month. This is when we're going to find out all the big
stuff
games
that's
coming out
for the holidays
later on in the year. But starting June 10th, we got Final Fantasy VII Remake Integrate for the PS5 exclusive.
Yep, it's the Yuffie Saga. It's part 2 in their multi-part series. How many parts there's going to be, who knows? Very excited. Very excited. I know you're excited too because
I'm not excited
for the first part.
I'm not excited for the download code that they have in this because it's just
nothing we can do about that. Right.
It's just going to be the PS4 version with the download code so you can download the PS5 upgrades and the Yuffie DLC, which makes no sense to me.
But we're both going to get it, so we're going to buy it because it says integrate on the label and it's technically a different release.
I'm definitely getting it. I mean, come on.
But
it's the only Final Fantasy I ever played and beat, start to finish.
But I'm just as equally miffed as you are. Why couldn't they do a 2-disc situation or a 3-disc situation with it? But no.
And we got coming out the same day, Ninja Gaiden or Gaiden, depending on who you ask.
It's
Master Collection. Which is coming out for PS4, Xbox One, Switch, and PC.
Right. So that's the reboot 1, 2, and 3, right? Yes.
So if they have a physical edition of this, I'm definitely getting the Switch port. I'm getting the Switch version. I definitely want that. Coming out the next day, Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart, PS5, June 11th.
Oh yeah.
100% picking this up.
Yep. So am I.
You gonna pick this up? You don't have a PS5.
That's how good the game is, Dan. That's how good the game looks.
It's gonna have like a over 100% attach rate.
Yeah, dude. It's the cyberpunk game that we all wanted. It's true. They have the same aesthetic, right? Except you're just playing as a little furry character.
Bugs.
Yeah. Oh, it looks amazing, man.
All right. Then they coming out June 24th. Later in the month, we have Alex Kidd in the Miracle World DX coming out for the PS5, PS4, Xbox One. I think it's coming out for the Series X as well, the Switch, and the PC. I already pre-ordered this actually for the PS5 on Amazon. So I like these Sega Master System games. I love
they're great.
These DX, Alex Kidd games. I have all the Alex Kidd games, by the way. They're the only. I mean, I don't have that many Master System games, but I definitely have all the Alex Kidd games.
Right.
I'm super looking forward to playing this. And I always love playing these style games because you can play it in the original form or the new or the the upgrade, the modern.
Yeah,
one,
you just hit the back button or the select button or whatever, and you go right between them. Yeah, which is amazing.
Then we have a game that I'm sure you're excited for, Legend of Mana, coming out on the PS4, Switch, and PC the same day.
Yeah, big surprise. Square dropped this earlier this year. Very excited about it. It's part of Square's Summer of Games 2000. It was this and Threads of Fate and the best of the series, Chrono Cross. It was a great summer for RPGs. All new, well, two of them are new properties. Legend of Mana is part of the Mana series. Although it doesn't necessarily have too many ties to the other games. I guess it's kind of like Final Fantasy, because there's here's the summons are familiar, or this character name is familiar, but none of the main characters carry over from game to game. It's always a new adventure. But yeah, man, super hype. I'm gonna get this. It's coming out on PS4, so I don't have to get a PS5. So,
and to top it off, June 25th, Mario Golf Super Rush.
Yeah.
For the Switch.
Now, are you gonna get this?
I am probably going to wait.
Okay.
On this. I say that, and then I get it the same day I watch. But I'm going to try to wait on this game.
Yeah.
It's probably not going to drop in price that much because Mario games never do.
Yeah, the Aces game, the tennis game dropped a little bit, but that also wasn't great. I regret that purchase. I paid $60 for it and never played it. Played it like once.
Okay. All right. So let's jump into games that are just being announced now. I mean, we knew about Blaster Master Zero 3. That was announced, I think, last E3 through Limited Run, but we didn't know when it was coming out. But now we know the physical edition is definitely coming out on Limited Run, and it's coming out in July 29th on all the eShops. But on June 4th, you can pre-order the physical edition.
Yep.
And it includes the Japanese voiceovers.
I totally forgot about this game. I forgot it was coming out, saw it on Limited Run. I said, third one? I said, all right. So
yeah, no, I have the physical. I have the two physical editions.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to playing the third one. Famously, this was when the first one came out. Famously, when we went to PAX East, and we had that issue with the snowstorm, and you couldn't make it right away.
Yep.
And I played the heck out of the first one in the lobby of the hotel in the middle of a snowstorm in our second or third PAX that we went to together. So I have fond memories of playing Blaster Master. I like the original, but it was a super unique game for the NES, right? So I'm looking forward to getting. I'm getting this day one. Right.
Yeah,
as soon as it goes up for pre-orders June 4th, I'm buying this.
The collector's edition comes with a Metal Sophia 3, which is the little battle tank that you ride around in. That I may have to plunk down the $100 some odd and get the special edition, because this thing looks dope.
No, I'm definitely not doing it. I'm definitely not getting the special edition. I don't have any room. I barely have any room for the game itself. So I'm not getting the special edition. Let's shift focus. Let's go to another game that's actually a PlayStation 4 exclusive, funny enough, and that is Virtual Fighter. Virtual Fighter has made its return. Virtual Fighter 5 Ultimate Showdown. It's coming out it's a PS4 exclusive, coming out June 1st for the PS4.
It's not 6. Which is a little upsetting. I wanted a new entry because it's been 10 years. Virtual Fighter 5 Online in 2011, I think, was the last entry. Great game. great series, one of the best fighting game series of all time. Sega's classic. I'm glad they're bringing it back. You know, they're putting some tweaks in there, some new stages, some, I think, bonus costumes and whatnot. But yeah. So surprising that Sega has sat on this for a while.
And it's apparently going to be a part of June's PlayStation Plus lineup.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're a PlayStation Plus subscriber, you can be able to download this on June 1st, which is Tuesday. The cost of the game will cost $29.99. So if you want to just flat out buy it, you don't have to worry about it. So Dave, as we always try to start the show, but epically fail, what have you been playing?
Well, Dan, I've been playing your favorite game series of all time.
Oh, Uncharted! You've been playing. Oh, I'm sorry. I wanted you to finish Uncharted.
No. I'm
you're
an
Uncharted, Xbox guy. Gears of War. You've been finishing. You finish all the Gears games.
No, I'm done with Gears of War 2. Dan, how could you forget that Resident Evil is your favorite franchise of all time?
Oh God!
I finally got a Village installed. I finally started playing Village. My God, I can see why you don't. I can see why you're scared of this game. It is rough.
I'm not scared of this game. I just don't want to play it.
Dan, you're scared of this game. You don't like the jump scares. You don't like the zombies or the werewolves. I got into the castle, which definitely isn't spoiling much. And man, there's some stuff that goes down to Ethan. Right, he's the protagonist of 7. 8 continues that story. And
Ethan,
you're off.
The name of my unborn child if I had a son.
There you go. See, I knew you love Resident Evil. Yeah, Ethan's a good name, but this Ethan Winters goes through some stuff. I was like, woo! I don't want to spoil any of the big notes that happen early on, even though it is still pretty early. But it's good, man. It's good. I'm excited.
I'm okay.
And
it
is more
actiony than scary, though. They said it was a little bit more action and scary.
Well, I was just going to say that. Yeah, you do get a lot of bullets. You can craft ammo. You can buy ammo from the shopkeep. Ammo is pretty cheap. And
all my money would go to ammo.
And they do throw a lot of zombies at you. Well, you got to get upgrades for the guns, too, right? You got to get the
zombies or werewolves? Is it zombies or werewolves? They throw a lot of werewolves.
They haven't said. They haven't said what it is, what the thing is just yet. So, yeah.
I won't spoil it for you.
There's some weird creatures. There's some weird stuff afoot. But man, it's good.
For you, I already seen the ending.
Gee, see, how could you do that?
Because I'm probably never gonna beat it. That's why.
No. I'm telling you, it's a scary game, man. Like I was wincing a little bit at some of the stuff that went down. Like
How far are you in the game?
I haven't gotten past the first area, so I'm still in the castle. Like the castle is.
It starts you in the castle?
No. It doesn't start you in the castle, but the castle and the village is really the first area.
Okay, so you got like three artifacts to get into the castle.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Yeah. So
I met the lady. I met the lady and all that. But there's there's 4 lords. There's 4 lords, and then there's the final boss of the game who is controlling everybody. So there's I forget who the other people are, but like the Lady Dimitrescu or whatever that you see, she runs the castle. That's her domain.
She's like 9 feet tall.
Yeah, she's definitely a tall lady. She has to duck under all the door frames, which is great. Because you always come across her as she's exiting a room or going upstairs, and you see her kind of twisting and turning her body to get around. I'm like, you probably could have built this castle to your specifications. Because I think she's pretty ancient. I don't know. They haven't actually said how old she is per se, but I think
we went
she's
from
ancient.
Just zombies to werewolves and now vampires and stuff. You
got to switch it up, man.
I don't know how deep this goes with Resident Evil.
You got to switch the formula up. Yeah.
Come on. Okay.
It's good. It's good. So what have you been playing, Dan? Since we know it's not Resident Evil Village.
It's definitely not. It's still sealed. I still have it sealed. I haven't opened it up yet. But I've been playing Ring Fit Adventure on the Switch. I'm getting ready for my Mexico trip. I'm going to Mexico for my birthday. Well,
Nice.
post-birthday, right? I need another week because I got my second vaccination last week, so I need another week before I can fully go and be good to go. So I'm getting in shape. I'm not gonna lie, the most expensive rubber you ever buy in your life is kicking my ass because all these.
Oh, Ring Fit Adventure. Sorry.
Yes, Ring Fit Adventure. It's the most expensive rubber you're ever buying in your life.
You can't say it like that.
It is rubber. It is rubber.
The most expensive peripheral.
No.
Or piece of plastic, because it's mostly plastic, right? It's a little bit of rubber, or it's a lot of rubber.
It's mostly rubber. It's the most expensive rubber I ever bought in my life.
Okay. Stop saying that, please. You're killing me. Hey, but you're using it though, right? So every time you use it,
it's a $60 rubber.
Okay. Well, okay. Hold on. So, like, think about it this way, right? How many times have you used it so far? I'm gonna make this palatable for you.
Oh, I've definitely used it over 60 times. So
well, there you go. So it's less than $1 per use. So the more you use it, the more you're getting out of it. You're getting a lot of value for that.
The more I wear out the rubber, and it may not work.
Oh my God, this guy. No, this episode's getting the explicit rating. I'll tell you that.
No, it's not. I just said rubber.
Oh my God.
There's a lot of things that rubber bands. I mean, it could be a rubber band. I mean, it's a giant rubber band.
So have you like I know you love story, and this game has somewhat of a story, yes?
The story is to kick your ass. That's what it is.
Okay. Have you completed that like story bit, or does it just keep going around and around?
No, you're never done. You're never done. I haven't got all the story bits because it kicks your ass. I tell you. I'm enjoying it. It's again, it's an awesome get you. And to be honest, it's not something that you use just to work like as a full workout. It's really a warm up for the real workout when you go to the gym.
Oh.
Like it's a warm up. Like if any like personal trainer or anything like that. Like we have a mutual friend that we know from back in our Circuit City days, who's a workout warrior, who's a bodybuilder. If he saw this, he would say, "Oh, that's a great workout. I mean, that's a great warm up for you before you get to the gym."
Yeah, right.
Yeah, where he will continue to torture you. So no, I'm digging it. It's super cool. I wish I could take it with me. I don't want to have to worry about taking it past customs.
I don't think they're gonna. It's an entertainment toy. It's a little accessory.
Yeah, they're gonna be like, what's this big rubber here? This big round rubber thing. And
my God!
Come on, I have to. I love it when you squint over that. So,
I mean, listen. It's your big piece of rubber, not mine.
Well, I mean, it's mine, so it has to be a big piece of rubber.
Oh boy!
You said it, not me. I'm sorry. So yeah, no, I'm just working out with it. I'm definitely having fun with it, but it's kicking my ass because I am not in shape. I am not in Mexico. I'm not in Mexico trip shape.
Oh, I
will be.
That.
I will be.
Yeah, you're gonna be that way in less than a week. I want to see your workout schedule.
All right, I'm gonna post it online.
Okay.
So with that said, let's take a break, and when we come back, we're gonna get into the top gaming news of last week.
Hey, this is Matt Adler, freelance journalist for IGN, and you're listening to Rated G for Gamers podcast.
We're back. All right. Let's get into the top gaming news of last week. We have 7 news stories on the docket this week. And we have to start with our lead story. Let's get into the Sonic Anniversary Showcase. And to be honest with you, it was a letdown for many, right? Everybody was expecting a Sonic Adventure 3 style game to kick off this showcase. But the worst kept secret, and we didn't talk about it on the show at all, but the worst kept secret was announced. that we're getting Sonic Colors Ultimate.
Yeah.
Right? So Sonic Colors, if you don't know, was the original Sonic Colors game, came out in 06, 07, I believe. It was a Wii exclusive. It didn't come out anywhere else. I think it was the Sonic game for the Wii when Sonic 06 came out for the PS3 and the 360, and we already know how that worked out.
Yeah.
Right? It's one of the worst Sonic games of all time.
It was not great. It was not great. Sonic Colors, very well regarded among fans, especially in the 3D Sonic games. Sonic Colors and Sonic Generations, I think, are kind of the best of that. Best of that era of Sonic. So cool that it's getting a remaster, right? I didn't know this was coming. So
Sonic Colors Ultimate is a remaster of the two. Yeah. No, it came out in 2010. Sorry about that. I think I could have sworn. I could have sworn it came out earlier, but it came out in 2010, and it will be out for PS4, Xbox One, and the Switch. And PC too. So Switch and PC, no Stadia,
right?
And it's going to come through. Well, PC on the PC is only going to come out on Epic Game Store, by the way.
Right. So, not that exclusive.
It'll be out September 7th. I'm definitely looking forward to playing this because I have it, but I never played it on the Wii.
Right. And
I don't know if this was one of those Wii motion controls type style games, right? You always hit or miss. Like on a Wii, you always think that you're gonna have to use the nunchuck.
Yeah,
so
I'm gonna say no because fans actually like this one, so I don't think it had waggle tech. I'm just gonna go out on a limb and say that.
Then I'll get it for the Switch. Then I'll pick it up for the Switch now.
Well, the question is because the other big announcement was the Sonic Origins collection, right? Which was the same thing they put out on every system, right? It's the original set, Sonic 1, 2, and 3, and Knuckles, and Sonic CD, I think are like the 5 games that are on there. So we get a remaster of a game from 10 years ago, and we get a port of a game that's on everything right now. You know,
except
do those
for Sonic
two things...
3. Sonic 3 was only on, I think, Xbox Live Arcade, right? Like, I don't think...
I own it.
It's hard to really
on...
get Sonic 3.
I mean, sure, but all the other Sonics you can play anywhere. Like, you know, it's. I think Sonic 3 is the best one, but honestly, I'd be happy with Sonic 2. Right, and they're not hard to get. So both these things, one is a port, and one is a remaster. Does that get you hype at all?
It does, because we don't have a compilation. Yes, because we don't have a compilation of all those games in one collection. Right, it's always missing one of those. Is missing 1, 2, or 3 of those games in different collections that we have, right? And then back in the day on the PS2, GameCube, and Xbox era, I think Sonic CD was like an unlockable. If I'm not mistaken, Sonic CD I think was like an unlockable game in one of
Sure,
those,
but you could get to it if you played it long enough.
No, Sonic 1 and 2, you get it anywhere. It's Sonic 3, Knuckles, and Sonic CD. Those are the games that aren't just readily available everywhere, right?
Yeah.
So it's cool that we have it in one collection, and hopefully it's not locked behind like a paywall or you got to unlock it type of thing.
No, they're all going to be on the disc,
available that you can do it. Yeah. So I'm super excited for that because I loved Sonic CD. I played it as a kid. I played it as an adult. I beat it as an adult on my PS4. I think I got it digitally on a PS4 and I beat it, and I thought it was awesome. So,
yeah, they're great. Don't get me wrong, and they're also. We know Sonic 1 and 2 are going to be in widescreen, so they are kind of updated versions. We're pretty confident that Sonic 3 and Knuckles is also going to be widescreen. I think Sonic CD also may get the widescreen treatment. There were some third-party developers. I think Taxman is the guy who did a bunch of these upgrades.
Sonic CD, the true Sonic 3, came out. It was the third game, actually. It came out before Sonic 3, and it was awesome. People loved it. I rented the game. Funny enough, I didn't own it. I rented the game, and I didn't get a chance to beat it as a kid, but I really loved it because I had a Sonic CD. I will never forget those days of having a Sega CD and be like, "Oh my God, this is the future of gaming! I thought this was awesome. FMVs, I thought it was the future." It
did a lot of really cool things. I'll tell you though, I'm the complete 180 on this presentation. I'm not really that hype. All right, Sonic Colors, cool.
Wow.
We're getting a remaster of it. There's nothing here, Dad. There's nothing here. There's nothing new.
Well, look, they saturated the market with Sonic, right? Like after people thought we were, well, okay. Well, let me backtrack a little bit. They ended the presentation with one more thing, and I knew it. I said it. Oh, I got super excited when they said one more thing. And then we got sort of Sonic running through the forest, and it was a graphic of, some type of symbol that we think that's rumored to be like an open world Sonic game that's called Sonic Rangers, right? But people were looking for that Sonic Adventure 3 because I know everyone talks about how, after the 2D Sonic game, Sonic kind of, went awry, but Sonic 1 and 2 for the Dreamcast, the adventure game, Sonic Adventure 1 and 2, I should say, for the Dreamcast were highly regarded in back in the day.
At the time, yeah.
And if it wasn't for Sonic the Hedgehog, Sonic 2006, I think they still would be regarded. But because of that, people sort of trash anything after the 2D Sonics.
I mean, there's also Sonic Unleashed, Sonic and the Black Knight, Sonic Forces.
I know. Well, those all came after.
Sonic Boom. Yeah, and they were all terrible. They all had bugs in them, and they were just unfinished games.
We shouldn't get a Sonic game every year or every 2 years. We should get a Sonic game every 5 to 6 years. So
we should just get...
Every console generation.
We should get a quality Sonic game. And the Sonic quality game that we got was Sonic Mania, which was the old Sonic games. That's all they got. So I don't know.
I wasn't a big fan of Sonic Mania. Sonic 2.
Oh, I loved it.
Was my top 3 games of all time. I wasn't a big Sonic 3 fan. So I know Sonic Mania was in the vein of Sonic 3.
Yeah.
So that's why I didn't really hold Sonic Mania in high regard like everyone else.
So good. It has some levels from 2 in there, like Oil Panic and like Chemical Plant Zone.
But I like I didn't like the mini bosses. Like I like the fact that like you go through, you find the exit on 1 or 2 of the stages, and then you finally get to the main boss. That's how I like my Sonic games, right? Like the Sonic 1 style. And I think Sonic 1, on Sonic 2, they built on what they had with Sonic 1, and then Sonic 3 they wanted just totally different. I wasn't a big fan of it, but they did have save states. They did have save states in Sonic 3.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
I thought this presentation was lacking just because everyone. I mean, they had some animated stuff for the animated series. They didn't show any movie stuff.
That was kind of cool. I like that they're kind of branching out.
They have a mobile initiative, which, okay, I get, right? Mobile is king because, you got to make money. I get it.
Yeah, it's got microtransactions and all that. Like that's also Rans on top of their dedicated video game stuff. So they're like the fact that they're doing that and they're doing like the remaster and the new, Sonic 3D possibly open world game. I'm 100% cool with that. Right? That's what a Nintendo does. Nintendo will put out a mobile Animal Crossing thing and a mobile Dr. Mario and a regular Dr. Mario game. So, as long as they're doing both.
I can see why people are disappointed because that if we got more, well, first of all, Sonic Colors is the only thing that's coming out this year. Everything else was like touted for 2022, right? If even the last game, it was 22. Right, like if we got a little bit more gameplay and of this quote unquote Sonic Rangers game.
That's the other thing. We got a teaser trailer, so it's like, all right,
yeah. I don't want to see anything in the E3 because I'm going to be pissed if I see this Sonic game, this Sonic open world Sonic Rangers game in the E3. You know why? Then why even have this showcase of Sonic at all? If that's the case, they could have just full blown shown all of this at E3, which is in another 3 weeks. They couldn't just wait 3 weeks, right? So
yeah,
I don't think we're gonna see anything for the next 6 months.
I think you're right because they would have shown it here if they had something to show. Yeah.
So I see why people are disappointed, but I'm not as disappointed as everyone else because I wasn't expecting anything more than what we got. To be honest, if that makes sense. Yeah. All right, let's shift focus. Everyone was talking. We talked about this a couple episodes ago. Everyone was even me. I'm a PlayStation fanboy, as you call me, even though I'm not. I think I'm just a fair person.
You're diehard. You're a diehard fanboy.
I'm not a diehard fanboy. I'm fair. I'm diehard fair. That's what I am.
Diehard fair? That doesn't make any sense.
I'm diehard being fair.
Says the man week after week who would tout PlayStation sales numbers.
I can't help
because I don't know why. I just felt like touting the PlayStation
I can't
numbers.
help that they're doing gangbusters. So
yeah, I know, because you're a fanboy. It's fine.
I'm not a fanboy. It's just I'm fair. I'm a fair boy. That's where we go. I'm a fair boy. So
okay. I'm not sure what that means, but all right.
I killed Sony for this issue with the PS3, PS4, and PS5, the battery issue, where the battery dies, the servers are down.
All right, because it's tied to achievements, yeah.
You can't even play physical games, which I think we will find a way around. Either Sony will patch this, or 20 years from now, if you're playing a PS3 system, if you're obviously a hardcore gamer, retro video game stores will have a way around this, right? Where you have to buy a USB drive for a patch, a modded patch that
someone will find some way, yeah.
So I'm not really too worried that the 300 PS3 games that I own will be playable eventually.
Well,
20 years from now, but Xbox is not absolved from any of this because they have their own problem. They have their own DRM problem as well. So when you put in to your Xbox Series X original Xbox game or a 360 game or even or Xbox One game, right? If you're not connected to the internet, your Series X will not be able to play that game. Even though they do tout backwards compatibility, it needs to ping the server and download the game itself. So that game that you have, that disc that you have, is the license to play that game. It is not playing that game natively off that disc.
Right? Yeah. It's basically like it's a download code in the form of a disc. Yeah.
Yes. So, it's a little bit different problem than Sony, right? Because if I have that same game for the 360 and PS3, I could be able to play 20 years from now. I could still play it on a working Xbox, 360, but I won't be able to play it on the PS3, theoretically, right? But it's still kind of like everyone's still kind of thinking that this is kind of shitty that the Series X can't natively play backwards compatible games off the system. It has to download the game.
Yeah, I was a little wrong in this because I thought there was a patch that goes along with it, but it's really just the game is the license, as opposed to the game is the game and you can just play it as is. So some games may have like patches and whatever that also have to come down the pipe with it. And maybe there is some stuff that's tied to it, right? Maybe your copy of SSX Tricky needs a patch in the game for it to work on the Xbox Series X for like whatever reason, to get compatibility. Maybe there's some of that stuff in there, but like the game itself, you're not spinning off the disc. So yeah. I mean, this could be bad in the future if and when Microsoft ends up shutting down their servers or changing their tech. And this stuff doesn't necessarily work anymore, then, you can't play it on your Series X.
The difference is if you have a working 360,
you can still play it. Yeah.
Or you have a working Xbox One, you can still play it, right?
So the device
The only games that play natively off of the Series X are games that are made for the Series X.
Right. And even then, you still got to get a download patch. So you still need online service. There's no way around it.
Again, I'm sure the retro game stores will have a way around this, right? Like, like Call of Duty, we have the download patch ready for you. That's going to extra $10 on a thumb drive that you got to plug into your system.
Yeah. And let's not leave Nintendo out of this, because they are notorious for not porting your purchases over. How many times have you bought Super Mario Brothers or Mario 64 or Super Mario World or whatever, or Tetris or whatever other game is on their platform? You bought it on the Wii, most likely. You probably bought it on the Wii U, and you bought it on the Switch again because you wanted to play it again, right? And it's a different version now. Now you got to pay another $10 to get this version. It's annoying.
I think I have Super Mario Brothers on every system that Nintendo has ever sold. I have it on. I have the original Super Mario Brothers on the NES. The SNES, Game Boy the Game Boy Advance. No, not the Game Boy. The Game Boy Advance. I have it digitally on the Wii, the Wii U. I have it everywhere. Yeah, you name it. I have the original Mario Brothers.
Right?
Come on.
It's ridiculous.
Mario Brothers. It started it all. Come on.
It's ridiculous. Yeah,
Without
why
Mario,
can't they?
We wouldn't be here. We wouldn't have a podcast, Dave.
Why can't they just carry over your purchase on the Wii? Because it's the same game. They didn't add anything to it. It's just Mario Brothers again. Why can't they carry that purchase over? I don't understand it. You bought the game, but you can't play it?
It's a company that needs to survive. It needs money.
I obviously, by any means necessary.
All right, let's stick with Xbox. And E3 is here. I think our next episode, we got to have E3 predictions.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Got to have E3 predictions. Microsoft has announced that Xbox and Bethesda will have a joint showcase at E3. Which
That's good.
I don't
This
know.
is going to be huge.
I'm not surprised. You know why?
No.
Because I don't think Bethesda had enough to show for their own showcase. So,
Oh, really? Oh, I disagree.
yeah. No. I mean, remember last year or was it 2 years ago when they had the showcase and we got like half mobile games, right?
There was a lot of Blades talk, a lot of Elder Scrolls Blades, yeah.
Yeah, and mobile. It was a lot of mobile games. So I think this makes sense where you just keep it with the meat and potatoes, and if it's any mobile games, you just put out a YouTube video for it. That's it.
Well, I think it's going to be a big presentation now. I don't think it's going to be like an hour. I think it's going to be like 3 hours. They're going to have a break in the middle. You're going to have to get lunch.
I disagree wholeheartedly. We're going to get Starfield at the end, right? Because that's the big rumor.
Sure.
And I think the big mic drop is going to be Starfield. Okay.
Well, they're gonna probably start it with Halo, right?
Have to.
Yeah. Come out the gate swinging.
You have to start a Microsoft E3 event. Dave, look at me. Look at my eyes. Look at my eyes. You got to start with Halo, and you got to show me that Halo is right. You have to. You have to.
Oh yeah, no, they're gonna definitely make up for the debacle last year, right?
Yes.
They're gonna have amazing visuals. We'll get multiplayer info. We'll get single.
We're gonna see the dirt on the gun. We're gonna see all the dirt and the grit on the gun of the Halo.
Yeah, that's right. You gotta make the fanboys happy. You gotta see the grime and the dirt.
Yes.
Yeah, man.
When you go into the mud has to stay on the gun.
Oh yeah. I think it's gonna be a sizzle reel into live footage, and it'll be somebody playing it on stage. They'll go, look, here it is, because they have to, because they already delayed it a year. And then you get into all the other 20 some odd studios are doing, and then you get the Bethesda stuff. I would hope there's more than just Starfield. There's got to be.
Are they going to drop the mic with Starfield?
Fallout. There could be the new Fallout announcement.
I don't think
in a couple years.
Fallout. I don't think there's gonna be a new Fallout announcement. Because remember, Bethesda likes to drop Fallout and say it's coming out the same year, right? They did it with 76, better or worse. They did it with Fallout 4, and I think they will do the same. And I think Microsoft wants to keep that for next year.
Yeah.
When they have fans in attendance for E3.
Maybe. Yeah. I mean, I would.
5. Gears 6, right? Like that's like you have fans in attendance for that.
Yeah, well, Gears isn't ready yet. We know that. Gears is
we know we're not getting Gears.
Yeah, and they're still supporting Gears 5. I mean, there was an update last week that came out with like a new map and new skins and all that. So they're actively supporting Gears 5, and there's definitely a good community that's still going on around that. So I'm looking forward, man. I'm looking forward. I will bet you money that they're gonna have another big announcement besides Starfield.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
100%. I don't know. It won't be Doom. And it may not be Wolfenstein, but it may be Wolfenstein.
It could be a new Doom expansion. Right? We just got the old guys.
I don't think that's a big enough announcement. I don't think that counts as a big announcement.
I think people would be hyped for it. I would be hyped for it.
Indiana Jones, maybe.
Yeah. We could see Indiana Jones too.
I think E3 for Microsoft 2022 is going to be huge.
Oh yeah.
It's going to be huge.
Oh, 2022.
Fallout 5. 2022.
Oh. What about this year? We're talking about this year.
I know, but Fallout 5, Gears 6, Indiana Jones, right?
Yeah.
Like, those are the 3 big games, and maybe a Wolfenstein if they don't announce it this year. Mm-hmm. And Doom, and another Doom. I think next year.
Oh,
we're gonna see the fruits.
I don't think they're gonna put another Doom out just yet. Doom just came out 2020.
I think we'll see it. We'll see a new Doom. We'll see the new Doom.
I disagree. Because what was it?
Okay.
2016 to 2020, 4 years. I think we saw Doom 2018, like Doom Eternal, some early stuff for that 2018. Maybe, yeah.
So,
I would be excited. Reboot Doom 3 maybe, which is a reboot of the first. No, you got to do something new. You got to do something.
No,
new.
they're not gonna. You got to
do something new.
All right.
They did the other good Dooms. They did Doom 1. They did Doom 2 Hell on Earth.
Well, I got
now
the
you
Doom
got to do your own
collection.
thing.
I got the Doom collection on limited run. Mm-hmm. Right. So
that's solid.
All right. 4th item on the docket.
Mm-hmm.
We got to talk about the new Switch Pro. The Switch Pro is heating up the rumor mill, right? Like we've talked about it like 4 times this year, right? And the year's not even halfway over yet.
It's been my E3 prediction the last 3 years. Where is it? It's happening.
And it briefly appeared in Amazon Mexico, which I'm going. I'm going to Mexico, so I might as well be able to pre-order it from Mexico.
Oh yeah, of course. Right? I mean, you're gonna get your hands on it when you go down there.
I'll tell you all about it. I'll do a review copy.
Mm-hmm.
So it looks like it may be something that's coming sooner than later, right? Like all the chatter on the Switch Pro is heating up, and it even said Switch Pro in the listing.
Yeah.
I don't think Nintendo's going to go with the name Switch Pro though. They should, but I don't think so. Right?
Oh,
because they don't listen to people. They don't listen. They didn't listen to you. They didn't call it the Light Switch. They called it the Switch Lite.
Well, it should be the It should be the Super Switch.
I said it was the Super Switch because I went up the Super Nintendo. So I like the Super Switch, but I don't think they'll do that. Maybe they'll call it the Pro Switch, right? Because they like this. They like
to mess it up.
They like to switch the terms around, right?
Oh my
God, not the Light
they do.
Switch, but the Switch Lite.
Exactly.
So it's the Pro Switch instead of the Switch Pro.
Yeah. So I 100% am all in on this rumor. It is happening. It will be one of my E3 predictions. Spoilers. And I'm gonna finally be vindicated. Finally, I'm gonna be vindicated on this. It is definitely time. 4K visuals. All right, we're gonna get some version of DLSS.
Cyberpunk is coming out on the Switch Pro. Come on.
Oh, I don't know about that, Dan. Come on, let's not get crazy. But yeah, man, 4K docked, guaranteed. Larger screen, probably an OLED, some sort of OLED technology. We're gonna get a lot of cool stuff in there. Better processor, a new Tegra chip, maybe even a new different ARM chip that's not necessarily Tegra. Who knows?
I can't wait to buy it off of GameStop's bundle for $1,000.
Oh, well,
that's the only way I'm going to be able to buy it.
That's a guarantee, Dan. That's a guarantee.
The only way I'm going to be able to buy it.
Mm-hmm. And I would assume it's coming out this fall. They're going to drop Switch
all the
Pro.
rumors. Remember when the year started, we had the rumors that the industry insiders said that the Switch Pro is coming out this holiday.
Yep. The only thing
on production.
The only thing that I could see that could put a kink in all this stuff is the chip shortage.
Yes.
If they rely on those cheap integrated chips and they can't get them in stock, that could be an issue. And maybe Nintendo holds off till next year, or maybe they go all in and say, "Look, we're going to do our best to get them to get all these out there. We can't guarantee stock is going to be plentiful. Probably won't be." And that's that.
I
the only thing.
Totally agree.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward for the Super Switch.
Yeah, man.
Has to be the Super Switch. Bring it back to this.
It's gotta. Oh, that would be fantastic. That'd make me very happy. Make us very happy.
All right, let's looking forward to that. But come on, I always say, who's gonna compete with the Switch? It's gonna be Sony with the Vita 2, baby. The Vita 2. Come on, we have to have another portable system from Sony. The PSP 2, the Vita 2, you call it whatever you want.
We don't have to. We would want one.
Yes, we have to.
One.
Come on, it's competition.
You don't have to tell me. You gotta tell the head of Sony. It's not my decision.
we always think Sony is going to be the one to compete with Sony. We know Microsoft is not getting in the handheld business, but it looks like maybe Valve may be getting in the handheld business because all the reports are that Valve is working on a handheld Steam console. I mean, they put out a home console that failed miserably, and one of the reasons why it failed miserably is because they had different manufacturers manufacture Valve consoles, right? And I think
the Steam
that
box,
was a mistake. Yeah. The Steam box, that was a mistake because you couldn't quality control it, right? I can't tell you the difference between the different Steam boxes.
Well, I didn't think the controller was that bad per se. I did feel it in my hands when we went to PAX one year, and I thought it felt great. I didn't think it was an issue, but the controller is a major part of all console manufacturers, right? Like, you need a good controller. Yeah, but the internet consensus was no, because you had two giant pads, right? You had a big D-pad, a big circular pad. You had a big circular pad on the right for whatever reason, and then an analog stick, and then the Xbox diamond layout. Two buttons on the side.
But they want it to be different. They want
jewel
it to be
in the middle. Well, that doesn't mean it's going to be good. You know, if you're going to be different.
It felt good in my hands. It felt great in my hands when I had it in my hands. I didn't think it was an issue. My biggest issue was the box, right? There were different boxes, and I think you need to have one singular box to control the narrative. You know what's in the box and how it's configured. Where you can maybe upgrade the memory, like a semi PC, right? Where you can play more powerful games if needed. But
I think that's part of it. I mean, as long as you clearly label what the box is and here's the specs and, you know, guaranteed to play whatever type of games, you know, and if they had an easy way of saying like, okay, this game works with this box version and this box version, you know, I agree with you there. They could kind of make that a little bit clearer in that case.
So I don't have a lot of, if this is true, I don't have a lot of confidence in Valve, right, for this, because are they going to have one main like handheld console, or are they going to let manufacturers make different consoles? Right?
Well,
like,
I mean,
is it going to be like one big powerful console? Or are you going to have a powerful console and a less powerful console? Because then you sort of segregate the market right away, where you could play maybe Cyberpunk on this high-end console, handheld console, then you can play nothing but indie games on these regular consoles that are cheaper.
Well, they have portable Windows machines already in a Switch style form factor. Those are out. They're bigger and they're a little bit bulkier, but you can totally game on them. So they have that tech already. I'm assuming that Valve is doing their own branded thing, right? And they'll have this version where they like will control the narrative. And they'll say, okay, look, here's the UI. It's meant for mobile or like on the go, right? It'll be tailored to that. And they'll have, you know, the games will be filtered out. So it'll be games that you can play on this system effectively, right? So obviously, you know, if you want to play Cyberpunk on the go, I don't know if there's any machine that could be powerful enough that could run it for more than 5 minutes, have more than 5 frames a second. Because that's just a powerhouse. But things like, you know, Minecraft and CS:GO and you know, all like the indie games, obviously, and maybe like something like Overwatch, which is a little more performant nowadays. Like you can get some of those Fortnite. You can play those on the go. That could be like kind of cool, you know. Maybe there's a market for that. The only thing I would say about that though is that a lot of those games, like Overwatch, like Among Us, like Minecraft, like you know, whatever, you can already play on the Switch. You have a console that can play that and all the exclusive Nintendo games and some good third-party games, right? And
for it to be worth it. For it to be worth it, it needs to be powerful enough to play Cyberpunk. For me,
I don't think that's ever going to happen. My PC can barely run Cyberpunk.
Then I don't want it.
My PC can barely run Cyberpunk.
Then I don't want. I don't want this.
Yeah. We'll see. We'll see how this goes. We'll definitely keep tabs on it. I'm curious, just like you are. It could be a good proposition if they build it right and the price is right. You know, I guess the question I have for you, Dan, is what is the appropriate price point to get you into PC gaming on the go?
Mobile. I mean, handheld PC gaming.
Mm-hmm.
It can't be more than $250. It can't be more than a Switch. It can't be a higher price point than a Switch.
Even if it was more powerful?
I mean, how powerful are we talking? Like, you got to run Red Dead and Cyberpunk. It has to be able to run.
I don't know. I don't think you're going to get a machine that can do all that and still have good battery life.
Then I don't want it. Then it's not worth it. It's not worth it to me.
See?
Why am I buying this when the Switch Pro probably can play these games?
Oh, I don't know about that.
Possibly. I said possibly.
Maybe.
So, all right. Let's switch gears and talk about Sony. Talk about Horizon Forbidden West. It was revealed, the gameplay, we had an extended gameplay for this. It looked awesome. I'm not going to lie. I'm not a big Horizon fan. It didn't capture me personally. I know why people love it. It came out 2 weeks before Breath of the Wild, so everyone's always comparing it to Breath of the Wild. But it looked awesome. You can have a slingshot. You have a glide mechanic. You can go underwater.
Yeah.
Right?
You can
the
grapple
underwater thing is a big
climb
thing.
and all that. Yeah.
The underwater thing is the big thing because I think we're going to get like underwater levels. Specifically once you get the breathing apparatus where you could be underwater for a certain amount of time. I think that's going to be big. It looked awesome. I'm ready to go and try it, right? Like my biggest thing was on this game, it didn't capture me, the story didn't capture me. I like to go in guns blazing or arrows shooting, right? Because obviously this wasn't, there are no guns in this world universe. Because it's more primitive, post-apocalyptic. I want to be able to go in and have weapons where if I'm shooting, I can sort of maneuver and get my way in, just like The Last of Us. Last of Us Part 1, while the original Last of Us was more of a stealth game, to where Last of Us Part 2 had more. You can go in stealth, or if you don't go in stealth, you can still survive, right?
Yeah, it was a little more actiony. Yeah,
and that's what I want from my next Horizon game. If you want to capture me, if you want to get me,
if you want to get the Dan Robinsons of the world, you need some guns.
Got to be more, a little bit more actiony. Come on.
Well, I mean, it was pretty actiony. You were fighting those big ass dinos, right? The big mech dinos.
But I need to be able to upgrade my weapons to my weapons are good enough to where I can destroy those big dinos.
Well, they had that in the first one. You could definitely do upgrades and all that and get new
later
in
the game, not beginning.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you should be able to effectively take down the monsters that they give you at that point in the story. Right? If you're going to some area that you're not supposed to be in, I can't help you there.
After we record, I think I may try to play Horizon, the first one, see if I can beat
the original one.
The next one comes out, because it looked awesome. They had the 4K visuals, like before the game and after the game. They had the visuals of just like the world, and it was like 4K visuals. It looked awesome, but it didn't give a release date, but I still think it's coming out this year.
Yeah, I mean, we'll know more at E3. They'll drop it, or when Sony does their own thing, or whatever.
I think it will be an October game.
Yeah. The one thing I was a little upset about is they didn't mention it all. So the demo was running in 30 frames a second. All right.
I didn't even realize that.
No. You could tell. I mean, it looked amazing. I'm not saying it didn't, but they didn't mention anything about 60 frames performance mode. I hope there is, because 60 versus 30 is a big difference, and then they end up you turn down some of the resolution a little bit. You kind of don't have the effects on full blast, so you can get the 60 frames a second. That's like kind of important. Hopefully we get that info. And then the other thing I'm curious about is, what about the PS4 version, Dan? What about the PS4 version? Because they said it's coming to PS4. How are they going to do that?
It's going to be a downgrade.
Well, obviously it's going to be a downgrade, but you see how beautiful the game is. You see how silky smooth it is.
It's not going to look as good on the PS4 as it does on the PS5.
No, it's definitely not. But still, how do you do that?
It just means you need to buy your $1,000 bundle
on GameStop
to get your PS5.
Yeah, so I don't have much faith in the PS4 version running that great, but the PS5 version looks bananas, and that's the one you're gonna want to get for sure. I'm pretty excited about it. So, we'll see.
We talked about this. It was God of War and Horizon Forbidden West that were touted to come out this fall. We know that God of War Ragnarok has been delayed. I think God of War is just going to be a PS5 game, where Horizon Forbidden West would be a cross-gen game, right? Because people just can't get their hands on PS5, and they want to sell more systems, because at the end of the day, these companies are for profit, right?
Yeah,
so they're gonna sell PS4s for Horizon Forbidden West. But I am looking forward to playing this game. I hope it captures me. I really wish the original game captured me, but it didn't. And I'm going to give it the good old college try again.
Yeah, all right.
So I can't wait for this game. This is going to be the game that's going to go up against Halo and potentially Breath of the Wild and the Switch Pro this holiday season.
Maybe. You think there's going to be a Breath of the Wild 2 announcement coming out this fall? I think
it's going to be a Breath of the Wild 2 with the Switch Pro. They come hand in hand coming out this holiday season.
You were saying next year for that, I thought. For Breath
Whenever
of the Wild 2.
Whenever the Switch Pro comes out is when Breath of the Wild 2 comes out.
Well, I don't, just because it came out with the original Switch doesn't mean it's going to come out with the
anniversary is now, baby. The anniversary of Zelda is now, and I think it's coming out.
It is this time period. Yeah, it's true. That'd be awesome.
So,
I'll take it. I'll take it.
All right. The last news story, number 7 on the list, should bring you joy, Dave. We're talking about Final Fantasy. We started the show with Final Fantasy VII Integrate, Remake Integrate. And we're going to end the show with a new Final Fantasy game being teased for E3. It's Square. Listen. Square had their showcase earlier this month, and they said people should have low expectations, because it's early May. E3 is right around the corner, and Square is touted to be a part of E3, right?
Yep.
So what are they going to show at E3 if they're going to have a showcase at the beginning of May? Obviously, it's not going to be May is not going to show anything super special.
Mm-hmm. And I was still hyped for that presentation. I thought there was some good stuff in there. So if this is like low stakes, E3 is going to be bananas.
Is a big Final Fantasy RPG inspired by Dark Souls style game.
You almost had me, Dan. Almost had me.
Going to be announced at E3.
Yeah, almost had me. Once you said Dark Souls,
yeah, I mean, listen, same thing. I'm not down with it either. This is cool for people who love Dark Souls. I don't know why they would make a Dark Souls Final Fantasy style game, a really, really hard game. The only game I even tried was Final Fantasy 15. That was my first. No, Final Fantasy 7 was the first Final Fantasy I ever played in my life. Final Fantasy 15 was the second game I ever played, and Final Fantasy 7 Remake was the first Final Fantasy game I ever played and beat from start to finish.
Yep.
And was into too, like enjoyed. Mm-hmm. So now they just lost me, because my Demon Souls for PS5 is still sealed.
Yeah. Listen. I'm gonna try it. I'm definitely gonna try it. I may buy it. I can't guarantee that I'm going to get through the whole game or I'm going to actually enjoy it, but because it's Final Fantasy, I got to give it its fair due. And we'll see what the trailer looks like at like E3 if this is true.
I'm so good. I'm so good, my friend.
Oh, I understand, Dan. I understand.
You can keep this. You know what? Just give me the next Final Fantasy Remake Part 2. That's it.
Well, 16 is the next one coming up. And that's going back to high fantasy. I think it's going to be nice. Very excited for that game.
All right.
We may get some info at E3. We'll see.
All right. So that's all I have on the docket. That's it for the news stories. Mm-hmm. Dave, what do you got planned this weekend?
Well, it's raining outside, so I don't have much planned. But I could probably put together my new grill. I'm gonna be a grill master. Throw it up on the deck. I'm gonna live that deck life. Make some burgers. When the next holiday comes around, you best believe burgers and dogs. They're coming. Gonna get good use out of that. So
I'm getting ready for my Mexico trip. I'm getting my Fit adventure.
Yeah, man. You got to take it with you.
I'm looking. Well, I don't know if they'll let it pass customs. The most expensive rubber you ever buy in your life. I'm actually looking forward to figuring out what game I want to play for Saturday Morning Retro. So if you haven't listened to Saturday Morning Retro episode 13, you should. It's a good episode. Dave plays Peacekeepers, and he tells me why I should buy the Japanese version of Peacekeepers.
That's
and
right.
I played the original Ratchet & Clank for the first time. I'm thinking about doing Castlevania, the first one.
Oh,
and maybe playing it on
little
Nintendo
peek
Online.
behind the scenes.
So
Yeah, it's a classic, man. It's a classic. It's a classic for a reason.
hopefully, I'm thinking about it. I don't know yet. So
Okay.
I'm really I'm really debating internally what game I want to play for the next Saturday Morning Retro.
Well, all right. And I guess one more thing before we go, Dan. Another big happy birthday celebration.
You only turn 28 once in life, man. Come on.
And that's episode 272 in the books, folks. We want to thank you guys for doing all the good stuff. 272. That's right. Okay, now you got the math right. We want to thank you guys for listening to the show, for liking, commenting, doing all the good stuff that you guys do. If you want to interact with us, like wishing Dan Robinson a happy birthday, and we know that you do, you can find us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube at Rated G for Gamers. Also, we are part of the Gaming Podcast Alliance. You can check out all the fine podcasts featured on there at gamingpodcastalliance.com if you're looking for more gaming goodness. So, please listen, like, rate, review, and subscribe. And as always,
Keep gaming.